careful. We can use this one here. What's negative 1,000 to the fourth? Positive times 15, some big number. Negative 1,000 squared, is that smaller than this? Yes, that's still a positive times 15. So will this be smaller than that one? Yes, so what should my answer be? Positive. I could have also put it down here, right? Negative 1,000 plus 1, that's negative. Negative 1,000 minus 1, that's negative. Negative times a negative is a what? Positive. Negative 1,000 squared is positive. Positive times positive is positive. Pick something between negative 1 and 0. Negative half? Negative 0.5. Plug that one in. Negative 0.5 plus 1, what would I get? Positive, right? Negative 0.5 minus 1? Negative. So positive times a negative? So we got a negative, and then this becomes what when I put negative 0.5 in there? Positive. So a negative times a positive is a negative. Ooh, did you know that? From up here? Huh? Could you figure that out from using this one? 0.5 to the fourth? Yeah. Okay, so if I'm plugging in a decimal, it's like a fraction, right? So a fraction to the fourth means that I'm dividing by a bigger number, right? And if I divide 15 by a larger number, the value of that gets what? Smaller, so now this is technically smaller than this, therefore it's a negative answer. That's a little bit harder to understand than using this one, right? Now we're going to plug in what? 0.7? Let's just use 0.5. 0.5 plus 1? Positive. 0.5 minus 1? Negative. Positive times negative? Negative. This is always going to be positive, right? So positive times negative is a negative, times a positive is a negative. Are we okay? And the last one, pick something greater than 1. 10.
1,000.
10, put in 10. 10 plus 1? I don't know, I care about the number. Positive. 10 minus 1? Positive. 10 squared? Positive. So positive times a positive times a positive equals a positive.
Excuse me, because so many people said it.
I was like, no, wow, they think this is wrong.
Good? So, where is it increasing?
From negative infinity to negative.
It, I mean f of x, sorry, I keep saying it. Where is f of x increasing?
Negative infinity.
Negative infinity to negative 1. And 1 to infinity. Do I use these numbers in my intervals? No, okay? Don't mess that up. Every year it happens. Where is it decreasing? Can I just say from negative 1 to 1? No. Why not? Because at 0 it's 0, right? Okay? I have to say it separate. I gotta say from negative 1 to 0, then from 0 to 1. Okay? At 0 it's not positive or negative, it's 0. Got it? Okay. Where do I have a maximum? At negative 1. Why? It? What's it? No, not f of x. F prime of x goes from positive to negative. Do I have a minimum? Where do I have a minimum at? At 1. Why?
F prime of
F prime of x goes from negative to positive. Do I have anything here? I don't have a maximum or a minimum, right? But I will have a horizontal what? Tangent, okay? It just won't be a maximum or a minimum. Then what's that then? What do you think? You want to look at the graph and try to figure out what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm good.
I don't even know.
You don't need to know?
The world may never know.
It's probably like a flat area. I kinda like the cubic function. It's not a maximum or a minimum, but it has a horizontal tangent. What's that called? I don't know.
Because I was getting everything wrong, so
I
I
don't even know if it has a specific
No.
name. Yeah. See it right there? So I have a maximum right here at the negative one, I have a minimum at the positive one, and at 0, I don't have a max or a min, but I do have a horizontal tangent line. The slope right here of the tangent line that I would draw would be what? 0. Okay, it's not a max nor a min. Cool? It's beautiful, right? Alright, one more? La mera buena. Alright, here we go, let's finish it up. You can have like 15 minutes for your assignment. I'm done, you only have 3 problems. And there's no trig on them, so you got nothing. I have to make another problem so we can add to it.
What? You over
Just add this one.
No?
Let's skip that.
Alright, so here we go. What do we do first? Find the derivative. I want to know everything about this guy. So f prime of theta, what's that going to be? What's the derivative of theta? 1. What's the derivative of sine? That's 2 cosine theta, right? Now notice we're only looking at what interval?
0, 0.
0 to 2 pi. So here we're not going to think that we're going all the way to negative infinity and all the way to positive infinity. It has to be bounded by 0 and what? 2 pi. I can't go beyond 0 nor beyond 2 pi. Understand? Alright, so when I make my sine line, I don't go further than that. Next thing, critical numbers. How do I find them? Derivative equal to 0. So 1 plus 2 cosine theta equals to 0. Do it in your head. What would I get rid of first? The 1. So that's minus 1. And then what would I do? Divide by 2. So we get cosine theta is equal to negative 1 divided by 2. Are we okay? Do I need to show the steps in between? No? Thank you. Alright, so cosine is x or y? X. So where are the x's on the coordinate grid? Negative. The second or the third quadrant, right? So think about it. The x's over here are negative, right? Okay. Now we need to figure out which radian angle gives us a measure of half. So which one gives us half? Pi over 6? No, that's radical 3 over 2. Pi over 4? Radical 2 over 2. Pi over 3? Radical 1 over 2. So it has to be something with pi over what? But it has to be in this quadrant and in this quadrant. So what's the pi over 3 here? 2 pi over 3. Remember it's 1 what? 1 less, and this one's 1 more. So this would be what? 4 pi over 3. Okay? So what are the thetas for this answer?
2 pi over 3. 4 pi.
2 pi over 3 and 4 pi over 3. You see how I did that? Did you see the thought process that went into finding those answers?